Time for a little GT12 tune-up. GT12R. You guys have seen us work on this thing before. This is our CK25AR car. What's going on, everybody? Walter with the RC Addiction Vlog. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC Vlog. Guys, we hit over 10,000 subscribers today. I can't believe it. It's a miracle. And like, I would have never assumed in my years of doing YouTube. I've had a couple different YouTube channels over the 10 years or so that I've been doing it, and never did I think that we would have got 10,000 plus subscribers to our RC channel. I wouldn't have thought that that was going to happen. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Everybody that watches, listens in, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're watching it on YouTube, thank you. We really appreciate it because it is just pushing us to do more content. And speaking of content, today we've got our GT12R on the workbench. She needs a little love. We're going to have to do a new body for this thing. We've done some doctoring up of this thing, of all the crashing we've done. We've done a little bit of the dragon skin or body armor skin, whatever it's called, on this thing. And it's held together pretty well so far, but unfortunately, guys, these bodies, they're not, this is not a Traxxas super thick Lexan body. These Bitty Designs GT12R bodies are very, very thin Lexan. It's very light, and obviously you want it to be light to keep the weight of the car down. But in result, you don't end up with a body that lasts very long. So that's why I didn't get too crazy with the color scheme or get anything painted super crazy, because I knew these weren't going to last very long. So with that being said, we're going to have to go out and find it. We're going to do the same model. I can't remember what the model is named. I'll drop a little text right below on what this body is. I think it's the Aries 1, if I remember right, from Bitty Design. I think that's what it's called, but I'll confirm that with a little text below. So yeah, anyways, so we got to get a new body on the way, and of course we'll snag one from A-Main. We'll have the link below on where you can find one of the Bitty Designs bodies. They make a couple different versions of the GT12R body. Pretty rad. They've got quite a selection of supercars that you can pick from. So if you guys haven't seen this before, this is a CRC CK25AR, which AR stands for the adjustable rear pod. So all your rear section where the motor back is all adjustable based on some different settings that you can do down here without getting too in depth with it. But yeah, we've got this thing. We ran some really, really good laps the other day. We had to make some adjustments. We just didn't have enough traction in the rear. And so we ended up scooting our battery back to the furthest position to help add a little weight to the rear of the car. Because every time we were coming out of the corner, we just couldn't get into the power. And the car would want to either spin out or, dart a certain direction. And it wasn't handling very well. So we needed some rear weight, traction in the rear. And to do that, we pushed a little bit weight towards the back. And it helped a lot. Because I felt a lot more confident coming out of the corner. I was able to get into the gas without feeling like the car was going to walk all over me or spin out completely, because that's pretty much what was happening every time I'd get into it real hard. And we haven't even like really messed with any gearing. Like, I feel like our gearing's pretty good. We could probably go down just a little bit so we had a little bit more punch on the infield. But I do like being able to run people down on the straightaway. Like, that is pretty fun in my opinion, especially when you're only like a car length behind them and you can just and ride around on the outside. That's kind of, I like that kind of racing, but being a little slower on the infield makes you be very, very precise on your turns. And of course, that's why we've destroyed a body, because we were trying to practice the new layout and our body didn't survive. So but this thing's it's handling good now that we've got the battery pushed back. We got our shock pushed back a one single hole too. I think we are in the last hole that you can use on the chassis. So everything is pushed as far back as possible. And yeah, I mean, we're just gonna go through, tighten it up. I'm this GT12, guys. I've had a couple of different on-road cars, and this thing is one of a kind. It's kind of an animal all on its own. If you guys aren't familiar with the GT12Rs and the way that these cars operate, I will just tell you that this is not your average Joe's version of racing. Like, this car is, even to this day, probably still above my level of knowledge of an RC car, just because everything in the way that it works and the geometry of the car is way above what a normal RC race car is. Whether you're talking even in the B7, like off-road world, and as intricate as those off-road cars can get, like, this to me just is way beyond even that. And there's some of it that I don't even still understand, and so I lean on our guy Mike Owen down at Poor Boys. He's like our on-road king right now. He's been the one that, him and Stevie, kind of just are helping everybody. So shout out to you guys, Stevie and Mike. You guys are helping everybody else get it, make sure that their cars are dialed to make sure they enjoy it. And that's huge, because if somebody builds one of these cars or buys one used and goes out on the track and it's not set up in any way, shape, or form, it can really discourage them from this version of the RC. And I got really lucky. Mike, right out of the box, when I built my car, Mike was helping me from step one. So I was able to make sure that my car got put together very, very clean, with the way it needed to be and set up the way it needed to be right out of the box. So I was very fortunate in that aspect, and not everybody is. And so that's where, leaning on some of these guys at the track can come in handy. And so shout out to you guys for helping all the newcomers and all the different versions of this on road that we've been dealing with at Poor Boys. And I was really excited because last Thursday we were running some laps. We actually ran like a quote unquote practice race to see how the computer was going to do. Went really well, and we were excited. This last weekend, it was Easter weekend, and we kind of took a break from RCN. Well, I said I was going to take a break, and then I didn't really take a break because we got some fresh deliveries from A-Main, and I never let boxes from A-Main sit around my house for very long unopened, or I can't. I get itchy, and I want to open it. I want to see it. I want to unbox a new RC car, of course. But it's been Easter weekend, so we haven't really done anything super crazy with our RC stuff. We shot the one video, and now we've got to get dialed in. We got Trevor's B7 we got to finish this week. I got to get my GT12 dialed for hopefully some on-road racing. I think Sunday after off-road, maybe. I think that's when the next on-road race is. And yeah, we're cranking away, guys. We wanted to take a break for Easter weekend, spend some time with the family. Wesley just started t-ball as well, which, I mean, we're full blown into the kids sports too. So you as parents out there know how that goes. Uh, Even less time to do what we love sometimes, and that's a sacrifice we have to make as a parent. So, but we enjoy it. This year we're kind of assistant coaching with Wesley's t-ball team. So it's been really good this year. The kids are definitely got a lot more direction, which has been fun. Fun to watch them learn and actually learn how to play the baseball game. So that part's been cool. But guys, I'm gonna probably get a movie turned on in here in the garage and just get to wrenching and retightening. And these GT12s, I've never really seen cars that vibrate loose like this, or as much as one of these cars do. Even with the Loctite, man, I've Loctited a lot of these screws a couple times, and you still end up with them vibrating loose. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then after we're done with that, we're gonna call it a night. So make sure you smash that like button if you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, guys, we will see you next time.